Hey, PeachBud23 here. Thanks for coming back to another reaction video. If this is your first time checking out this channel, a little background on myself. I was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps where I served as an 0311 Corps Infantry Marine from 2015 to 2019. I went on 2 deployments, first one going to Kuwait, second one going back to Kuwait and spending about half the time in Syria. 11 military hacks that'll make your life easier. I'm very curious to see if there's any hacks in here that I've used or maybe hacks that I didn't know of that probably could have made life a little easier. Also, let me know down in the comments if you used any of these hacks or if there's some hacks that they didn't include on this list. Links to the original video and channel are going to be down in the description below, so go ahead and make sure that you check them out. And let's go ahead and get right into the video.
11 military hacks that'll make your life easier. Being a soldier often requires some real-life MacGyvering. But you don't have to be in the military to benefit from tips like putting duct tape on your feet to prevent blisters or using cotton balls and Vaseline to get your campfire.
Okay, I don't know about the cotton balls and whatnot. I mean, because obviously we're now making a whole lot of fires, right? You don't want to make yourself visible to the enemy, especially at night. And, you know, a lot of the times you're going to be doing all your stuff at night. Putting duct tape on your feet to prevent blisters. So I'm not sure exactly if they mean like wrapping your whole foot. Maybe just the bottom part of your foot. I feel like with the sweat, it would probably rub off a little bit. Then again, duct tape is pretty strong. I have seen people use moleskin, I think it was called, whenever they would get blisters. So it's something that you would apply afterwards. And it would kind of help reduce the friction a little bit from what I was told. But duct tape, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, because if you are supposed to wrap it around your entire foot, I feel like that could cut off circulation a little bit. And if you just put it on the bottom, I just feel like it's going to be very uncomfortable. I've never seen anybody use it. I never used it. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever tried it. Or if you tried it outside of the military. Like maybe you go hiking, you go camping.
Started. Here are 11 tricks from the men and women in uniform that'll make your life a lot easier. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to join us on the bright side of life. Number 11. Duct taping your feet. Duct tape was originally invented to help World War II soldiers keep water out of their ammunition cases. It came in just army green, which, when combined with its waterproof properties, gave it the nickname duct tape. Nowadays, soldiers use it to prevent blisters and calluses caused by those notoriously uncomfortable military boots.
Okay, I don't know what it was. I mean, obviously there's different types of boots that you can actually buy. I've never bought a pair. Well, I think I did buy one pair, but that's because we needed a nice, good pair. But it was like essentially the same type of wrap boots that I got in boot camp. They were never really uncomfortable for me. I mean, I don't know if, I mean, some people would complain that the back part of it, of the heel, would actually like dig in because there's like a little plastic piece. It never happened to me. My boots were always in working condition. They probably didn't look necessarily very nice, but they always worked for me. But then again, duct taping. I've never seen it, never heard of it.
You can do the same if you run long distances for extended periods of time, or you just have that one pair of shoes that always ends up giving you painful blisters. Just put some strips of duct tape over the areas on your feet that rub against your shoes the most to decrease the friction.
Okay, so it's not something that you're wrapping around your entire foot, because that was kind of my thought as far as like you using the duct tape. And I mean, because it also does seem like it would cut off circulation if you did do that. So only in certain spots. I wonder if that would rub off with the sweat, like that accumulates in your feet. But, it'd be very interesting to try. I mean, I would definitely have tried this specifically in boot camp because I think the Reaper, when we did like that last hike, probably the worst blisters I ever had. Just because I wasn't really used to, I guess, like hiking for that long periods. But then in a fleet, for the most part, you're pretty much hiking to almost every range.
You can also put a Band-Aid underneath if you already have a blister there. Number 10. Ladder lacing for added ankle support. Soldiers might have to wear boots all the time, but most of us bust them out during the winter. And you know what's common in winter? Slippery patches of ice that can send you to the hospital with a sprained ankle. For added ankle support, lace your boots the military way. Here's the technique. 1. Start at the bottom pair of eyelets. Make sure to lace the straight.
Make sure you do it left over right. I don't know, something about the Marine Corps, they really get off on it ever since boot camp.
From the inside out. 2. Next, put the lace through the eyelet that's right above the one it's coming out of on the same side. Do it from the outside in. 3. Cross the laces in the middle, pull them up and under the opposite lace on the other side, and bring them vertically through the eyelet on the next level, like you did in step 2. 4. Repeat steps number 2 and 3 until you reach the top.
Wait a minute, okay. Hold on, I'm trying to see this from a different angle. Wait a minute, right? It doesn't look like it's left or right. It's supposed to be left over right. Oh God, I don't remember. I'd have to find my boots somewhere, but I don't remember if this bottom part was supposed to be out in the inside or the front. And yeah, because if one color, yeah, because if the orange is on the left, the orange has to be going over every single time. Doesn't matter whether or not it's going to help you with ankle support. If you don't look the same as everybody else, you're going to get called out on it. It's stupid too, because you were even in the fleet, right, where things are a little more lax, kind of, in terms of how you set up your stuff. There are certain things that ever since boot camp, they just want you to look like everybody else, and it doesn't matter if this would give you added ankle support, they would still probably say no. But this would have been interesting. I mean, not for me. I probably wouldn't have done, because I never really had an issue with the way I did mine, but there was definitely some people that would roll their ankles.
5. Tie your shoestrings with a basic bow or a double knot for a better hold. If you still have a lot of lace left, although you shouldn't with this laddering technique, just wrap it around your ankle and then tie it. Tuck the remaining laces inside your shoe. The steps sound complicated, but you'll get it down really fast with some practice.
I think they were referring to there at the end. I mean, because typically I would just tie mine normally and then just stuff like the rest of the shoelace or the bootlace in. But some people would like to wrap it around the ankle. I never realized. I feel like that made it harder for me in terms of just like trying to get my boots off. So I just stuck to the regular, like as if you're tying a shoe, and then just put the laces in.
Number 9. Maxi pads for first aid. In case of an emergency, you can use sanitary pads to prevent a wound from bleeding out. I mean, the whole purpose of a maxi pad is to absorb blood flow, right? Doctors even gave this hack their stamp of approval. Based on a study by Canada's Dalhousie University and St. John Regional Hospital, sanitary napkins are just as hygienic as sterile gauze. All you gotta do is...
Why not just use gauze then? I mean, maybe if you're not in the military, maybe you forget to bring it and you're hiking with like your girl or something. I mean, yeah, but you're obviously not going to see maxi pads out in the field or during any type of training. So yeah, I would say just use gauze. I mean, it's interesting, right? I mean, there's definitely more than one method. The 1,000 ways to skin a cat, I think the saying was.
Place a maxi pad over the wound and bind it down with duct tape. Of course, you'll still need emergency medical services, but this is a useful hack when you're in a pinch. Number 8. Putting sugar.
Wait, hold on. You imagine being in a firefight and someone says, "Hey, throw me the maxi pads." If I was there, I'd give a little chuckle.
On wounds. Speaking of first aid in a pinch, you can put sugar on a wound to prevent bacterial infection. Don't worry, because this unconventional medical treatment has scientific backing based on a study by the University of Arizona's College of Medicine. Not to mention, it was one of the most popular topical wound cures in ancient times. You see, bacteria can't multiply in a super sugary environment. So you can cover the wound with a sugar paste or just plain sugar. Keep it covered like this until you can get to a medical professional or one gets to you.
Okay, so some of these are now starting to seem like they're not really necessarily something that would be in the military, just because a lot of these things you're probably like, who's gonna have sugar on them, right? I think these are more like, I guess, probably relating more towards survival, I guess, or like being outdoors, right, and just knowing some things. Yeah, because like again, who's gonna carry maxi pads? Who's gonna be carrying sugar out to the field and whatnot? Technically, wait a minute. I think in MREs we do get the little packets of sugar, right? Because I know some of them come with coffee. So maybe this could work. Yeah, I mean, because technically, if you got shot or something like that happens, you're probably, at least for me, and being in a desert environment, especially for overseas as well, a lot of chances for that one to get infected. So I guess I could see this. but a little more applicable. Then just gotta hope that you get an MRE with the sugar on it.
Number 7. Running tights for added warmth. Running or compression tights aren't just for jogging or making a fashion statement. You can wear them under almost any pants without them being noticeable. This is a lifesaver when it comes to staying warm in really low temperatures.
First of all, you are not allowed to wear any warming layers if it's not at night, and you can't wear them if you're going to be running the range. It's pretty much the only times you can wear them is maybe early morning, and when you're about to go to bed. That's about it. The reason, from what I was told, was that if you were heated for whatever the reason, then you wouldn't get. I'm not sure if the company would get like heat for it, or you wouldn't be able to like put that down as a like a medical concern for the VA, right? Like saying I heat cased in the military, and now I'm more prone to heat casing, and they'll be like, well, you wore a warming layer, right? And when you got told that you shouldn't be wearing one, and yeah, yeah, you're not going to be wearing any type of warming layer during training. Sleeping and early morning, even if it's early morning and it's like 10 degrees outside, you still can't have a beanie on just because the sun's up. Marine Corps.
So, whether you're ice skating or going for a hike in some cold region, don't forget to put your running tights on first. Number 6. Super shiny shoes. There's a very particular hack when it comes to those super shiny soldier shoes. Say that 5 times fast. Super shiny soldier shoes, super shiny soldier shoes, super shiny soldier shoes, super shiny... Okay. Take a generous amount of shoe shine, rub it on your leather shoes or boots, and let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes. Then, go over the area with a lighter or flame and get ready to see your own reflection. For a finishing touch, use a clean, damp cloth to polish the surface. Oh, and please be extra careful when it comes to being near a flame. If your shoe...
Okay, the only ones, or the only brands I know of that can actually have shoes, I mean, I understand, like, back in the day, it was probably a lot different as far as the type of boots, but from what I saw, it was that the Navy, who have the black boots, those ones can actually be shined. Marine Corps ones, I never saw any shiny. Obviously, because it was like, I don't even know what the material was made of, but it was like more leathery, right? You're obviously essentially there's no shine on it. There's no shine on the Army boots from what I saw when I saw them over in Kuwait, and the Air Force again in Kuwait. Those boots can't be shined. Like, I'm talking about like the old black ones, right? That would be very shiny. You would actually have to polish them. I've only seen the Navy have those. I guess this is probably the most similar looking one, right? But then again, it's not the shiny part.
Shoes aren't made from a fire-resistant material like real leather, do not try this hack. Number 5. The military tuck. If your shirt is a little too big for you, maybe you've recently lost some weight and haven't been able to buy new clothes, tucking it and having it look nice can seem an impossible task. Just use the military fold and tuck technique to look crisp and professional in an ill-fitted shirt. Here's how to do it. 1. Tuck in your shirt, but leave your pants unbuttoned for the meantime. 2. Put your thumb and forefinger to pinch both sides of your shirt seams. 3. Pull it down until the fabric is taut. 4. Fold each side backwards. 5. Button up your pants and throw on a belt to keep the pleats in place.
Are they talking about the ducktail? Yeah, because essentially when you would wear your dress uniforms, you would kind of do that to the side, like on the back, and then I mean typically it's a lot easier if you have a buddy helping you, and then yeah, that kind of is like the ducktail. Right. Actually, it does make it look a lot more fitting, and you don't see like this little bulkiness, which a lot of people who didn't do it was very pretty noticeable. And then again, you also have these what are they called? It's like the little black things that you would attach to it and then attach it to your socks. God, what are they called? I did have one time though, because like those things, whatever they're called, are very stretchy, and sometimes they're a little too tight. So any little slippage that makes it come disconnected from the sock can send that thing shooting up to your nuts. So almost happened, like it happened to me, but it didn't get me in the nuts. And so I've heard some stories of it happening to people. It does not seem fun.
Number 4. Cotton and Vaseline as a fire starter. Now, before you throw that bottle of
Definitely way more outdoorsy. I don't think this is. Some of the things I guess I could see it happening, like the duct tape, if that is true about the blisters. Seeing, what was it? I don't know about maxi pads, man. Maxi pads, I really don't. I mean, the sugar, maybe if it is true, but a lot of this, obviously, I don't think I ever saw. The only fires you probably see out in the field probably be like some of these little, what do you call them? A jet boil? That's probably about it.
petroleum jelly in the garbage for fear that it's going to start a fire in your house. Listen to this. Dr. Elizabeth Winslow, a research consultant at the Presbyterian Hospital in Dallas, attests that Vaseline is not a fire risk. Cotton, however, is a great fire starter. The only downside is it burns up too fast. So by covering cotton balls in petroleum jelly and lighting them on fire, you get a strong but steady flame that keeps on burning. A great hack next time you go camping. Number 3. Lose a tail when driving. If you ever feel like the driver in your rearview mirror is following you, all you gotta do is make 4 consecutive turns in a row. This is usually the best way to lose a tail. If you still can see your alleged pursuer, please call emergency service right away or just drive to the nearest police station. Number 2.
Okay, what does this thing have to do with the military? I guess if you're doing, I don't remember I think it's pretty much any special forces, right? That actually teaches you how to drive in a certain manner to be able to, like, escape a situation, or essentially how to use the car as a weapon. But okay, this video has gone off as far as the military hacks. Yeah.
Making a pristine bed. This list wouldn't be complete.
Let me know if ever since boot camp, the way you made your racks, 45-degree angles with the pillow at the top, 2 little blankets. Did you make it like that for at least up until this point in your life? Because I've been doing that ever since. Just because it looks neat, it's very quick, it's very easy. I got used to it. But I don't. There's little things in boot camp, man, that I've carried with me ever since, even when I got out. The bed probably being the biggest thing.
Without instruction on how to make that iconic, crisp military bed. Here's how to get those corners no fitted sheet can achieve. 1. Start by tucking the bottom of the sheet between the mattress and box spring. Make sure there are no wrinkles or bunching. 2. Do the same thing on the head of the bed as you did at the foot, making sure to pull that sheet taut. 3. Pinch the sheet about 16 inches away from one of the bottom corners and lift it up a bit. Tuck in the material between the corner and your fingers. 4. Put your finger against the corner to keep it sharp and fold the rest of the material over. You should end up with a 45-degree line in the sheet on the outside of the corner. 5. Repeat the steps for the rest of the bed corners. Number.
That sounds it sounds complicated there, but it's actually very easy and it takes you maybe about 30 seconds to a minute.
Number 1. Peeing in the shower? Urinating in the shower might be a controversial topic in some households, or even a dirty little secret for some people. But according to the medical community, it actually prevents and cures athlete's foot. Urine has natural properties like uric acid and ammonia that help fight fungal infections. So, if you think about it, you're pretty much giving yourself an instant spa treatment free of charge. Not to mention, of course, you'll save a ton on your water bill and decrease your ecological footprint. Sounds like a win-win to me.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about that for a minute. Now, this guy looks way too satisfied for peeing in the shower. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if it cures fungal infections. I mean, if it does, I could definitely see a lot of military members using it. I mean, because obviously when you're doing a lot of hiking, your feet are pretty nasty, right? Definitely not something you'd probably want to do in a public one. Although, considering some of the stuff I've seen in the Marine Corps, I don't think a lot of Marines would really mind it too much. But some of these, I could definitely see it. Duct tape, definitely see it. It'd be cheap, inexpensive, right? Something, obviously something you would have to do before you actually would end up stepping out. Was it, as far as maxi pads, don't see maxi pads. That's more outside of the military. sugar possibility, if it is true. I mean, I've never heard any stories of people using it. Maybe they didn't know about it, or I mean, I said it was backed by actual information, right? Yeah, scientific backing. Then again, I don't know how true that is. Super shiny shoes, only the Navy probably. As far as the military tech, essentially just the little duck tail that you learn in boot camp, and then obviously a fire starter. Never gonna start a fire. Hell, they get pissed at you for using a flashlight at night when you're trying to find your stuff, right? Like when they're dropping off like main packs and you have to try to find yours in the dark. Now you can use a light, but it's gonna have to be a red light. Apparently, it's a lot harder to see. And as far as loose tail when driving, this is something I don't see happening in the military unless you're some kind of special forces that your basics. I don't think so. The bed. Nobody really cared about the way you made your bed, especially in the fleet. Obviously, don't make it look like shit, but keep it pretty nice. And for the most part, I saw people do like the little 45-degree angle. People kept it like how they kind of did in boot camp. After a while, people just throw a blanket on it and then just tuck everything in. Peeing in the shower, man, I don't know. But in any case, a lot of these military hacks, it looks like something that really wouldn't apply too much or just wouldn't be. It would be non-applicable, in my opinion. So that's going to go ahead and do it for this video, though. Thank you for watching. Thanks for coming back. Thank you for your patience. And I will see you all in the next video.